Izzy,
Yeah.
we've been hearing some chatter about this episode. We've been hearing some chatter.
A lot of chatter.
Before we get to that, I want to get your opinion on this episode.
Okay.
What did you think?
I thought it was good. I liked it, actually. I kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't a crazy episode. Definitely a lot slower than some of the other ones. Definitely felt a little bit more fillery. Not a whole lot going on. But I loved the lore that it added. Some awesome world building stuff. Some interesting setup for what they might be doing in the future. And it reminded me why I love the comic so much. Because when it gets weird and it's doing its own weird thing, like, that's why I love Invincible, man. You know, the Viltrumite storyline's great. The main storyline will always be the best, but like, what I'll always remember Invincible for is some of the side weird stuff that they do, the random villains, you know? And we'll talk about a little bit of that more in a second. But Phil, what did you think?
Honestly, when I was hearing all the reviews, man, I was like, it can't be that bad. It can't. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, I think people are wrong about this episode.
Yeah,
I liked
get
it.
'em.
I really did. Like, I was just shook because at the start when, you know, like we heard we see the certain characters that are going to be involved in this episode, I was thinking maybe like it's going to be that bad, but it really wasn't. It was much funnier than I thought it was going to be. It was really like interesting on Mark's point of view, and I just thought this was a well-needed episode, especially for the character of Invincible.
Sure.
But I'm just curious on why a lot of people were down on it. Currently on IMDb, it's sitting at a 6.8 out of 10, which I think is bad, but I don't think that's the right rating for this episode.
Lowest rated episode of the show, yeah.
Izzy, before we get into spoilers, what would you rate this episode 1 out of 10?
So, I'd say it's probably about a 7 out of 10, I think. It's definitely a 7. And here's why. I think this show obviously this episode isn't doing anything crazy. For sure, it's not. Like, it's not, the animation isn't at its best. The story isn't, like, going anywhere crazy. But, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I was never, like, mad. I didn't feel like my time was being wasted. The entire time I was like, oh, I'm actually really enjoying this. And you're right. It was funnier than I thought it was going to be. It was hilarious. What it sounds like to some people, or actually to a lot of people, is it kind of worked to its detriment, where the jokes go on too long and it doesn't work. It worked for me. I thought a lot of it was funny. And for an episode that kind of just felt like, hey, let's save the budget a bit, I wasn't mad about it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Honestly, man, I'm really leaning towards an 8. Like,
really? Okay,
I
cool.
really liked it. I really did. Like, maybe it's because I expected it just to be terrible with all these reviews coming out and people saying it's the lowest rated, but there were just a lot of moments where I was like, this is fun. Like, this is really cool. This is, like, I know it's out of the way, kind of, like, a little bit with the story, but it just felt needed. Especially, we'll get into that, but I'm just glad Darkblood's back.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was one thing that, well, you know what, we'll get into that, but I just think that was something that was needed.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Yeah. Let's not. So, interesting thing. Just a little thing for the Invincible non-comic book fans out there. In the comics, Darkblood is, at least in the mainline Invincible comics, he's pretty much gone after the initial, like, what he does in the first season. He's kind of used as almost like a joke. I even think in the first season, he doesn't bring a lot of value except a little bit of extra tension. I don't think he brings a whole lot of, like, main story, like, significance, but he's there to build a bit of tension, and then he leaves once we kind of all know, or not even we all know, but, like, we have a somewhat understanding of, hey, this isn't, like, brainwashed or anything, it is just him. And I liked what they did. Here's the thing, is I think episode called Hurm takes place with Damien Darkblood in hell. It's the Invincible Goes to Hell episode. Robert Kirkman has said multiple times, like, he likes when superheroes go to hell. That's a trope. Like, here, this hero goes to hell. Oh, this hero goes to hell. Whatever. And he was like, I want to try that. And this felt very Invincible comic, right? A lot of weird subversions where it's like, hell isn't the hell that you think, but it kind of also is. It's with the generic fiery burning place where they torture monsters, but the monsters they torture are evil people, so it's kind of a good thing. And then they add this weird, like eras of monster element to it. And, like, there was just a lot there. And then the subversion with someone like Satan, who is this king of the demon world, and you're kind of made to believe, oh, he's for sure going to be evil, and he is a little evil, it's definitely kind of weird, but he's also just a freaking jock that just likes to get buff. And voice actor, the person who plays him, Bruce Campbell, he kills it. Like, he's so funny.
He definitely did.
He's so funny in this episode, and I really enjoyed the back and forth between Damien and Mark as well. Them falling into the pit, sure, maybe it goes on too long. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. Yeah.
I thought that was a very good. I thought that, like, just piggybacking off of that, like, when they go into the pit and just keep going down, and he's like, you might want to just rest. You might just want to chill out. And Mark's like, I mean, it's not really tiring. And then right when he lets go of him and he just free falls, he's like, you know what? This actually is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And they get into that conversation, which was definitely throwing shots at nanotech and nanosuits.
For sure.
And, like,
for sure.
the Arrowverse, the MCU. I don't think the DCEU did it, but no matter what, just superhero, like, big companies doing that whole nanotech thing where people are just putting their stinking helmets on and just having it appear, or even just their hoods or whatever. Like, that was so funny. Like, where he's like, why do you keep doing that helmet thing? Like, why do you keep doing that? Like, there's no reason for it. Like, it just seems like somebody just did it out of the blue. Just seemed like it's a cool thing, but it's just so unnecessary. And I was like, definitely shots at the MCU, bro.
Yeah, then Davey just hits it's cool. Like, and that's it. And I'm like, nice. Yeah, that's exactly why. I love stuff like that, dude.
I thought that was really nice, though. But at the beginning of the episode, I did really like the fact that Mark went to Arch and he was talking to him about what he did and how he feels bad about killing that human, and pretty much was getting a costume change. But I loved exactly what Arch was talking to him about, because that was definitely the encouragement that Invincible needed at that time. And the fact that Arch was just like, yeah, I mean, just know your dad never asked questions about the stuff he did, and you are, so that shows something. And he's just giving him advice on, like, just know you're a good kid. Like, you're not a bad person. You did something wrong, but you know it was wrong. So that's being a superhero, but the fact that you care is the biggest thing, bro. And I appreciated that. Like, I really like that, because I think there's a lot of times, maybe in Avengers, what's it called, Age of Ultron, I was getting that vibe where it was like, yo, you got to remember the stuff you do, even in Civil War, the stuff you do has consequences. I love it when stuff like that happens. Like the whole joke on Instagram where it's all like, oh, we saved the city, and it shows a whole bunch of rubble and stuff. I just like how people do recognize that, because it does suck when destruction happens and things like that happen. But, you know, that's the life of being a superhero sometimes. Like, it sucks, but it happens. And it's good to see that, you know, heroes can feel remorseful, and heroes do understand that when stuff like that happens, it's a big deal. But I love how this show really gave Mark a person to talk to in that situation, because I know Eve has her thing going on. I know his mom has some stuff going on. I like how Arch is that person who definitely can talk to him about it.
Yeah.
I just like that.
And here's what I'll say, and I think this is where my only negative comes from the episode, outside of, obviously, just the standard, I think, animation complaint, which we'll talk about in a second, because I definitely want to talk about that. But, I think his conversation with Art is so good, and it's Art's pretty much... No, you're good, you're good. I didn't want to, like, ruin your flow, that's why I didn't correct you. But here you guys go. Phil was corrected, so if this gets clipped, don't make fun of him in the comments.
I don't care.
Art, like, the entire conversation with Art, that's frame for frame, I'm pretty much identical to the comic book. Like, they have that exact same conversation about, like, responsibility and living with your decisions and, like, being afraid of becoming something that you don't want to be, right? Yeah. I think slotting him going to hell in between that was weird, because that conversation kind of plays super well, and it implies that he's going to take the suit, and that's it. But what ends up happening is, oh, I got a call, okay. And then he leaves, and then he goes to the demon world. He's still in the blue suit. Kind of has a similar experience with Darkblood that's different. I think it's a little bit more vague. It's not as direct in the way that Art did it, where Damien is essentially talking about, like, kind of changing Mark's perspective on a lot of things, because he has this preconceived notion that hell is this one thing, but really it's this other thing. And again, a similar conversation about duty and all that stuff, and how he isn't his dad. And then he goes to Art, and then takes the suit and leaves. And to me, I'm just like, I think you should have done the demon stuff, the Art conversation, and then he takes the suit. Like, to me, that would have just made a lot more sense. I think slotting this in between, and this is how I know this happened, because I watched it with my friends, and they said, hey, didn't he just take the suit? Is this happening in the past or something? And I go, no. Like, he didn't. Like, it's weird, because it sounds like he's going to, and then he doesn't. So, I just thought that was definitely, like, I understand the conversation of this felt shoehorned in. That I agree with. Doesn't make it any less awesome. Like, it doesn't make me not like it. It definitely did make it feel a little bit more weird. It didn't seem as inconsistent. I will say, though, and here's my thing. I think if this happened in the comic books, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe that. Like, that's not even a question. I think if this happened in the comic books, this episode wouldn't be a 6.8. It would probably be like a 7.4, maybe. 7.5. People would be like...
I think it'd be 8.6.
I don't think so. Because, I mean, look at some of the other episodes from the first season where it's a little bit more fillery. Like, they're lower. I think this would have been in that exact same conversation. It's just when people hear it's not in the comics, you're kind of now putting all the people that have read the comic on edge, and also people that have never read the comic are going to have opinions on whether they should have done this because it isn't in the comic. And I'm like, you've never read it, so you can't have an opinion on that. Respectfully. Like, I don't want to sound like a douche there, but I do mean that. Like, sincerely. You can not like the arc, but you can't comment on whether or not it shouldn't have been done because it's not in the comic. You've never read it. So. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really cool. I also don't think it does a lot for Damien's character. Like, I don't think he grows a whole lot, but I did just like seeing Mark interact with Hell. I thought that was funny. And Volcanica, awesome. Like, she's so cool. She isn't new, but like what they did with her was definitely new and different. And her voice actress, I need to get her name, because, oh my gosh, I think in like a sea of like, Indira Varma, in a sea of like, I think celebrity guest voice actors, a lot of people will have a lot of criticism towards that and saying we're overblowing budget, whatever. Worth it for her because she is incredible. She's electric in that episode. It's so awesome.
Oh, yeah. I'm impressed. I'm looking at Indira Varma's like history of stuff. I didn't know that she's a voice of the books in the Harry Potter series right now. She's playing Petunia Dursley.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
That is crazy.
Yeah, all flowers go to her because I think she was probably the highlight for me in this episode.
She's the bride in Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
She deserves all the flowers because she is incredible in this episode. That and Mark Hamill just killing it as always, I think.
Oh yeah, she's also since you're a legend of Vox Machina, the voice of Allura.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, it pops up right here.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
Yeah, like that was unbelievably funny, man. Like his first instinct, and I think it's all of us if we had his powers, was to grab Satan and try to kill him. And he's just like, Damien's like, no, he's not the bad guy. He's like, you don't want me to kill Satan?
Yeah, like, what do you mean?
He's like going in on different things. He's like, well, what do you want me to do then? And he's like, we're trying to help him. And he's like, I don't know if that's okay. He goes in. I remember like Damien takes a knee and like bows to Satan. He's like, bro, I'm not bowing to Satan.
I'm not bowing to Satan. So good.
What am I supposed to do? Like, it's just so funny when they're doing that, and even just Mark being a normal person, like even trying to like understand Damien's point of view, and he's like, yeah, I don't know about that, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, so you guys are an underrealm, and they're talking about the different types of like hell there's been and stuff, and he's just like, what do you mean? Even that thing where he asked him like, so is there a heaven? And he's like, he's like, honestly, we don't see it, but think about it. It's pretty much nice to have that balance of good and evil, because then if we had a good, where's the balance in that? And I'm like, I was thinking about that for a second because I thought that was a pretty weird line, because I'm like, well, I mean, if there's a hell and there's a heaven, there's still, both a balance there. It's just that there's some good, some bad still.
Yeah, no, I think the idea from him was like there might be a heaven we don't actually know, but like, isn't it nice to think that even though there might not be a heaven, think about like you can make Earth your heaven or whatever. Like that was their like context of making Earth the best place you can be or whatever. Ugh. But yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting conversation too. And I think my favorite part was the payoff at the end of the episode with just Mark and Eve talking about it and him just being like, yeah, my entire perspective of hell has changed. It's like kind of a good thing. Kind of, I don't know. It's weird.
It's very weird.
Like poor guy, he's just going through it. He literally can't catch a break. Everything about his mindset is actively being changed. On top of him already having to confront so much, and it's like, yeah, I went to hell, and it's not what you think it is. It's weird. It's so good.
It's
so
weird. Good. It's not as scary as I thought, but definitely weird. Like even me saying that is weird to me.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that ending to his conversation with Eve? Two people show up.
Oh yeah, Omni-Man and Alan, baby. Dude. Look, we can't speak on it because we know, but I'm really excited for you all to watch the next 4 episodes. I think you're going to be in for an incredible ride. In terms of order, I know how it goes. In terms of how they're going to split it up, I don't know how it's going to go. But I can't wait to watch and find out. My friends are coming over Wednesday. Like it's been a weekly thing, and it's been really fun watching it. So I'm in, dude. I'm so freaking in. What about you?
And I'm so excited, man. Yeah. Like I'm very excited. Like I don't know what exactly is going to happen because obviously they could change some stuff around. But no matter what, we're here. I'm still so happy that we have 4 seasons of Invincible. If we get more, it's a blessing. But
we're for sure getting a 5.
Thank God for this, bro. For sure getting a 5, yeah. But I'm blessed, bro. This is awesome, and I just can't wait. Seasons 3, 4, and 5 are literally what I've been waiting for.
Dang.
Literally. If it keeps going on, oh my bad.
Is this your favorite arc that they do? Without spoiling if it's a later one or one.
You know what? No, this isn't my favorite one because something else happens in the comics that I'm hoping to see.
Okay, I'll talk to you about that after. I'm curious what's your favorite one. Mine's the Invincible War leading to the Conquest fight. That always day one has always been my favorite.
Was awesome.
Like I think all of that, like everything from the Angstrom fight on to like the Invincible War Conquest that's my peak. It's so freaking good. Everything about that era was awesome.
Actually, there is one, and I'll talk to you about it after.
Okay, cool.
You know what? Yeah, there's one I really need to see.
Yeah.
One I really need to see. But yeah, I'm leaving it there.
Let's have one more conversation, because I do want to talk about this, because I think it's important, because it came up again. The animation.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, right? Oh, boy, right? Can't wait to have another conversation about the animation of Invincible. And, quite frankly, I'm not excited to talk about the animation of Invincible, because or at least the controversy drives me insane. I'm shaking my table.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry for the motion sickness on these people. It drives me insane, Phil. Because I just... How many times we got to repeat ourselves? You know, like how many times do we have to come up with the same tweets, the same bullcrap of JJK costs this amount per episode while Invincible costs this way more. JJK just dropped an episode to 9.9. Haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it. But like, who cares? Oh my gosh, dude! Holy crap! This is what's gonna happen, Phil. And I'm telling you, this is gonna happen. If they stick the landing hard, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I mean more so, like 6, 7, 8 is just insane levels of quality. We moved on. Insane levels of quality. Everyone's gonna shut up again. Everyone's gonna shut in the same way that everybody shut up after episode 7 and 8 of last season. If they kill it on these last 3 again, everyone's gonna shut up again. And then you know what's gonna happen? Season 5's gonna roll around. The first 4 episodes are gonna drop. This animation is garbage. It's freaking stupid. Why are they still doing this? Oh my gosh. Like, please talk about something else. Please. I would love to hear someone talk about how awful the writing is, because it's not. I would love to hear someone talk about how awful the story is, because it's not. How awful the characters are, because there's nothing else you can criticize.
Come on, Izzy.
Because there's nothing you can criticize else. I understand the animation isn't great. I actually wholeheartedly agree. That was half of my complaints when I reviewed it last time, and when we did our end of the year thing. I said, hey, I have to rank it lower because for the most part the animation wasn't at its peak. But, like, dude, I'm tired of that conversation. It feels like we have it every year, and at this point, I'm just like, okay. Like, then don't watch, please. Because I think it's a really weird thing to be like, yeah, this show sucks, the animation's garbage, and then you're gonna sit and watch 1 through 8, talk about it and be like, yeah, dude, that animation on those last 3 episodes was insane. Grow up, please. Respectfully grow up.
Bro, I said it once and I'm gonna say it again. People need to understand the story is why we are here. Like, this is one of the best comic book stories I've read, in my opinion, and it just keeps getting better and better. I know people when season 2 came around, it's all right, but when y'all watch season 3, nobody was not talking about season 3. You know why? Because we have one of the craziest fights with some of the craziest dialogue and some of the craziest things happening. You were holding your breath at different stages of that fight. You were holding your breath at different stages of different things coming in. When Anissa came in, everybody was freaking out.
Fantastic.
When Kako came in, everybody was freaking out. When we get introduced to Alan, everybody's freaking out. There are so many more moments like that going forward that are going to happen. I know that's what's going to happen. If it doesn't, there's going to be different crazy things happening. But people, please shut up. Shut up. And like, for real, I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense to hate it. Because like you said, I love that you said nobody's complaining about the writing. You know why? Because this comic book has the craziest story that's coming up now. It's coming. In every season they're bringing it. But like you said, when these 4 episodes come out, I hope somebody says the dialogue's terrible. I don't even care if they say the thinking artwork is terrible. Somebody tell me the dialogue's terrible. When season 5 comes around, tell me the writing's terrible. When season 6, 7, 8 comes around, even when they finish it, tell me this story isn't going to be the best superhero story you're ever going to see. Tell me. Tell me. I dare somebody to tell me. I hope this gets clipped. I hope it does, man. Because I dare somebody to point out one writing mistake in this show. One.
Yeah. And here's the thing is, again, I'm with you guys. The animation isn't great. I love watching anime. I watch a lot of anime. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, I watched an episode of Freeman this week and I was like, holy balls. Like, how does this happen? You know? Those people are so talented. Japanese people are so talented, animators, whatever. Like, all of them are just so good. And you have to understand their conditions are so much different over there. You know? Yeah. Like, when you see how significantly cheaper it is to freaking pay for a show over there than it is here, they are paid so much less, which is so sad. But, like, the truth is, like, it's not comparable because they get, like, a better salary here. Still not great. Like, unfortunately, it isn't. But, like, it's better than what they're getting over there. And here's the other thing, too, is what happened when episode 2 came out, when we were talking about it, how great the animation was. You know? Like, everyone was talking about, I'm going to spoil it really fast, the freaking Nolan fighting his parents. Awesome fight. It was short. It was great. The freaking visuals of the Viltrumites circling their planet with the bodies and those pouring out. I didn't see any commentary about poor animation then. It wasn't until this week it started coming up again. Because it wasn't that good. Especially with, we didn't talk about it, him throwing up Damien and he's fighting the Cerberus. And I thought that was funny. Like, I was a little upset, but I was like, that feels a very, very comic book thing to do for them. Where it's just like, that adds up. But yeah, that's what I'm saying is, like, why are we still talking about it anymore at this point? Like, I just don't...
Ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And I think people need to grow up, respectfully. Or just don't watch it, because I don't need you. I don't need you around. But that's it.
They're not going to watch it, and then right when episode 8 rolls around, they're going to watch the last 4 episodes. They're going to catch up.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It happens every time. The end.
Still watching Invincible. Episode 8 comes out. I got to catch up.
Yeah.